Welcome to another video by Geek97. In this video, I'm going to teach you step by step using TypeScript in a Node.js application. My name is Dhananjay Kumar. I'm a Microsoft MVP and a Google Developer Expert. So to start with, first you need to check on your terminal that whether Node.js is installed on your machine or not. We can check that using this command. And here it gives me a message that Node.js is installed on my machine. After that, let me go and create a folder in which I'll create this project to use TypeScript. And let me give this folder name as my foo app. And then I changing folder to my foo app. Now the first thing which you need to do is to create package.json file. You can do that manually by adding that inside this folder, or you can use npm init command. Now npm init command will ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to leave them to the default values. And here it is asking me for the confirmation. And I said yes. So now when I open this project in Visual Studio Code, I already have Visual Studio Code installed on my machine. And I should find a package.json file created for me. In this file, it has the name, version, description, and other information. Now the first thing what you need to do to work with TypeScript, you need to install TypeScript. So I'm taking TypeScript here and installing it. -D stands for that we are installing it as a development dependencies. So here we have installed TypeScript. After that, let us install tslint. And you can find all these required install libraries information in the description of the video. Next, I'm going to install Expressjs. You really don't need that to work with TypeScript, but as the output of this video, we are going to create a REST application based on Expressjs, which is using TypeScript, and that's the why I have installed Expressjs here. And then install npm install TypeExpress as well, which is the TypeScript type definitions for Expressjs. So here we have installed all required libraries. And if you go to package.json, here you can find that in the dep dependencies, you have Express, tslint, and TypeScript installed, and in the dependency, you have Express installed. So we have installed all Node.js modules which are required to work with TypeScript. Once that is done, after installation, in step 2, go ahead and create a file called tsconfig.json in the root of your project. So here I'll go and say that, hey, create a file tsconfig.json, and this file contains information about TypeScript compilation. And inside that, I'll go and put these options. So compilerOptions, I'm going to use commonjs module. TypeScript will compile the code to ES6, etc. You can learn more about these TypeScript compilation options on the official documentation of TypeScript. So once tsconfig.json file is created, we want to enable console as well. So in step 3, what we'll do, we'll go ahead and add a new file, tslint.json. So here at tslint.json file. And in this file, we are going to put this code, which has everything default. Just here we are saying that, hey, no console should be false, means we are going to use the console for display, consoling the message purpose. So here what I have done, I have installed all required libraries, which information is here in the dep dependencies and in the dependencies. Then I created a tsconfig.json file, and here I have configured all TypeScript compilation options, and then tslint.json file I added. And here I have put all information like no console and false. Then the package.json, let us go ahead and create our main file and add a script. So for that, we are going to compile all TypeScript file inside a dist folder. So here I'll go and say that, hey, modify this main to dist app.js, and we are going to add a file called app.ts, and we would write code inside app.ts, and that would be compiled and put inside dist folder by TypeScript compiler. And also we are saying that in a script, add a new script before the test, which is first going to run the TypeScript compiler, and then it will, from the dist folder, it will run app.js file. So this is all what you need to configure your Node.js project to work with TypeScript. Again, what we have done in step 1, we have installed all required libraries. In step 2, we created a tsconfig.json file and configured TypeScript compilation options such that target and modules. In step 3, I created a tslint.json file and put the information there. And in step 4, we modified package.json file, added a new script start, which will first run TypeScript and then a node command to run app.js file. After that, in the project, let us go and add a new folder called src. And inside that folder, let us go and add a new file called app.ts, because this app.ts should be compiled to app.js in the dist folder. So here we have app.ts file, and we can go and check how it's working. We'll say that, hey, console.log, hey, TypeScript. If we have done everything correctly, we should be able to get output here, hey, TypeScript. Of course, right now we are not using anything of TypeScript, but just to verify that whether all the configuration is correct or not. So again, go back to our command prompt and say npm start. It will first run TypeScript compiler, as it is showing you here, and then dist app.js. Here you got the output hey.ts. Now if you go back to your project, in the project you see now you have a dist folder. Inside dist folder you have app.js file compiled and put, and here right now, since app.ts and app.js are exactly the same, so here you are getting console.log hey ts, and it is also saying that source mapping is inside app.js.map file. So this is the way we have configured a Node.js application for TypeScript. Now to create a REST API, what I'm going to do, in the src folder, I'm going to add a file called product.ts. And this file is going to contain some information about product type. So we'll export it as export class product, and then add some property to it. So id string, then public title string, and then let's say that we want one more property price, and in the price is going to be a number. All right, so here we have id, title, price, product, and now we want to use it in the app.ts. So first thing what we are going to do, we'll say import product from product. So here we have imported it, and now to, let us say we have one function here, get products. So I'm going to write a function here called get products. We can write it in different file as well, but just to make it simple, I'm writing here get products. And what this function does, this function is going to return us a product. So I'll say that, hey, let p equal to new product, which, and we just exported this product type from product.ts, and then we can say that, hey, p.id is equal to p1, and then p.price is 200, and p.title is, let us say, a bat. All right, and then we'll say that, hey, return this p. So what I have done, I imported product, and then I have a function which is returning me that one product. Now just to see the output, we can go here and say that let p2 client equal to get products, we are calling that, and then here we can just display that console.log p2 client. So here what I have done, I have I'm showing you that I created a product type, and then I am importing that, and then created a function get products, getting an object of that. Of course, there's a better way to do that, but here our purpose is to show you that how TypeScript can be configured. Then calling the function in line number 5 and displaying that data here. So again, if we go and run this, we should get that product as the output here. Here you see that you are getting product printed. Now what we want to create a Expressjs. We want to use Express to create a REST API. So for that, let's go here and say import, and then we'll say that, hey, import Express from Express. All right, once that is imported, we can say const app is equal to Express, and then we'll say that const port is equal to, let us say, 3000, and I'll put these two code on the top here. So here I'm creating object of taking reference of Express and then defining the port. Once that is done, let's go here in the bottom, and here we can say app.listen, and we want to listen to port, and if there's any error, and here we are saying that if there's any error, we'll display the message return console.error, return console.error. In that we'll pass that error message, and if there is no error, we'll say that return console.log, and here we can say that server is running on, in this case, 3000. All right, so here what I have done, I just created for the Express, I created a reference of Express in the app, defined a port number, and then I'm saying that her app is going to listen on this particular port, and if there's an error, console.error, or return the port is this Express is running on port number 3000. All right, now what we are going to do, we are going to go here and create a route. So we'll say that, hey, app.get, and if client is saying get me a product here, and in that product, then we'll call a callback function here, request and response, and here I'm saying that, okay, so here we can go and say that response.send, and then we can send this p2 client here. So pretty simple Express, but the purpose here is to show you that how you can use TypeScript. Now, if we have done everything correct, here we should get the message that a server is running on 3000, and if you open localhost 3000 and API localhost 3000 and then product, here should get the product right here. So what we have done here, we successfully created a Node.js application, and in that we are using Express to create a REST API, and then we are using TypeScript inside that Node.js application. So I hope you find this video useful. For any training or query, you can reach me at debugmode@outlook.com. Thank you for watching this video.